Welcome to Ghost Files, where the shadows speak and mysteries come alive. If you love chilling stories, haunted places, and the unexplained, you're in the right place. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to stay updated on the darkest tales from around the world. Let's dive into today's haunting. Frostbite Village. The small village of Ashwood lay shrouded in darkness, its residents huddled around fireplaces as the winter winds howled outside. It was said that, on nights like these, the cold wasn't just bitter, it was alive. Lena, a traveler, stumbled into Ashwood, seeking refuge from a blizzard that had ravaged the roads. The villagers, wary and tight-lipped, reluctantly offered her shelter. As the night wore on, Lena noticed something peculiar. Every villager wore gloves, even indoors. When she asked why, they changed the subject. As she drifted to sleep, Lena felt an icy draft creeping under her door. She tried to ignore it, but her fingers began to ache with a numbness she couldn't shake. In the morning, her fingertips had turned a sickly shade of blue. The villagers revealed their secret. A malevolent force, born from the winter itself, had taken residence in Ashwood. It fed on their warmth, slowly turning them into ice sculptures. The gloves were a desperate attempt to preserve what little heat they had left. Lena realized she was already infected. Her frostbitten fingers were proof. With the cold closing in, Lena fled into the storm, but the darkness followed. She stumbled through the snow, her vision blurring as the frost consumed her. When the villagers found her the next morning, she was a statue, forever trapped in the grip of winter's horror. From that day on, travelers whispered about Ashwood, where winter wasn't just a season, it was a monster that devoured souls. The Curse of the Snow Queen. In the frozen tundras of northern Siberia, there stood an ancient, forgotten village named Kaltos. Its people had vanished without a trace, leaving behind only whispers of a snow queen who ruled with an icy grip. Dr. Sergei, an archaeologist, arrived in Kaltos with his team to unravel the mystery. As they excavated the ruins, a blizzard struck, and one of their members disappeared. Sergei followed footprints in the snow, leading him to an eerie palace made entirely of ice. Inside, he found the missing member, now a statue, and a throne room where a figure sat, shrouded in frost. The Snow Queen revealed herself, her voice like the howling wind. She told Sergei that Kaltos was cursed when its people made a pact with dark forces to survive the harsh winters. The price was their souls. The queen, once human, was now a vessel for the winter itself. Sergei, entranced by her beauty and power, was tempted to stay. But as the cold seeped into his bones, he realized he had to escape. The queen, amused by his defiance, set him a task: find the heart of Kaltos, a mystical artifact hidden deep within the palace, and he would be free. Sergei navigated treacherous ice mazes and fought off creatures born from snow and darkness. As he reached the heart, a glowing crystal nestled in ice. The queen appeared, her eyes burning with a mix of sorrow and fury. With the crystal in hand, Sergei shattered the curse, freeing the trapped souls of Kaltos. The Snow Queen, her purpose fulfilled, began to fade into the snowstorm. Sergei, now back in the village, felt a pang of loss. As he turned to leave, a snowflake landed on his hand, and for a moment he swore he saw the queen's smile. The village was reborn, but the legend of the Snow Queen lived on, a reminder that some mysteries are better left untouched, and some winters are too beautiful to forget. The Frozen Mirror. In the heart of Tokyo, there was a small, mysterious antique shop called Kokoro no Kagami, Mirror of the Soul. Its Its owner, Hiroshi, was known for his peculiar collection of artifacts. One winter evening, a young woman named Yumi stumbled upon the shop while searching for a unique gift. Among the dusty relics, she found an exquisite, ornate mirror with a frame made of frosty silver. As soon as Yumi gazed into the mirror, she felt an icy chill. The reflection staring back wasn't hers, but of a woman in a traditional Japanese kimono, her face hidden behind a fan. Yumi was both fascinated and terrified. Hiroshi warned her that the mirror was said to reveal not the past or present, but the future, specifically, the moment of one's death. Intrigued, Yumi returned to the shop every night, each time seeing a different scene. Herself lying in a hospital bed, surrounded by doctors, standing at the edge of a cliff, wind whipping her hair, or trapped in a burning building. The visions haunted her, and she became obsessed with changing her fate. Hiroshi revealed that the mirror was forged in the mountains of northern Japan, where an ancient clan once performed dark rituals to predict the deaths of their enemies. The mirror had a mind of its own and could manipulate reality. Yumi, determined to defy her destiny, shattered the mirror. But the visions persisted. Everywhere she looked, she saw glimpses of her death. Desperate, Yumi returned to Hiroshi, who told her the mirror was never the source. It was just a reflection of what was already set in motion. The only way to escape her fate was to confront it head-on. With winter snow falling around her, Yumi faced each scenario the mirror had shown her. In the hospital, she comforted a dying patient. On the cliff, she saved a child from falling. In the burning building, she guided others to safety. With each act of courage, the visions faded. On the night of the final confrontation, Yumi stood before the shards of the mirror, now reassembled by Hiroshi. Her reflection stared back, strong and unafraid. The moment of her death was no longer fixed. It had become a choice. From that day on, Yumi lived without fear, knowing that her future was hers to shape. The mirror, its secrets revealed, vanished into legend, leaving behind a question. Can fate be rewritten? Or was it just a reflection of our deepest selves? The Winter Witch of Ravenswood. In the forsaken village of Ravenswood, nestled deep within the Scottish Highlands, winter was more than a season. It was a shroud of darkness. The villagers whispered about the Winter Witch, a sorceress who wielded the cold like a weapon. She lived in a crumbling tower on the outskirts, surrounded by skeletal trees and a graveyard of forgotten souls. When a severe storm hit Ravenswood, a young traveler named Alara sought shelter in the tower. The door creaked open, and she stepped into a world of frost and shadow. The witch, an ancient figure with skin as pale as snow, greeted Alara with eyes that gleamed like ice. The witch revealed that Ravenswood was dying. The land was cursed, and winter had become its permanent state. She offered Alara a deal. In exchange for warmth and safety, Alara would help her find the source of the curse, a lost artifact hidden within the tower's labyrinthine depths. As they navigated treacherous corridors and cryptic puzzles, Alara discovered the witch wasn't evil, but a guardian, bound to the tower by ancient magic. Together, they unraveled the mystery of the curse, a dark ritual performed by a long-dead sorcerer who sought to punish Ravenswood for its sins. The artifact, a frozen crystal, pulsed with malevolent energy. The witch instructed Alara to shatter it, but the crystal resisted, summoning forth the sorcerer's vengeful spirit. The witch summoned a blizzard of her own, and the two forces clashed in a storm of fire and ice. In the aftermath, the curse was broken, and the village began to thaw. The witch, her duty fulfilled, began to fade into the winter mist. Ilara, now bonded to the tower's magic, became the new guardian, ensuring that Ravenswood would never again fall prey to darkness. As the snow melted, the villagers returned, and the tower stood watch, a beacon of hope in the highlands. The legend of the Winter Witch lived on, a reminder that even in the coldest of times, there is always a spark of warmth to be found.